Hello students, you are welcome to another section of chemistry with Prepclass tutors. Joining you here is Mr. Chima and I will be your chemistry tutor for today. Now, a quick one. We have been taking questions, solving questions on JAMB for the year 2020. I think in our previous videos, we've solved questions from number 1 to 20. So today, we'll be looking at questions 21 to 25. All right, students. So as always, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our videos. Just below there, you are going to see a comment section. So try as much as possible to drop your views or your comment on our comment section box so that Prep Class will know how useful our videos have been to you. Okay, so very quickly, without wasting your time, Mr. Chima, like I said, Mr. Chima is going to be driving you through questions 21 to 25 today on JAMB chemistry for the year 2020. Question number 21. Which of these hydrocarbons burn in air with a sooty flame? Which of these hydrocarbons burn in air with a sooty flame? Now, there are two conditions that are responsible for a hydrocarbon to burn with a sooty flame. One is that hydrocarbon will have a high carbon content, and two, that hydrocarbon will be burned in a limited supply of air. But here, they didn't mention whether it's burned in limited supply of air. They just want to know the one that will be burned with a sooty flame. Now you can see each of these hydrocarbons. The first one is ethane, second one is benzene, the third one is butane, the fourth one is propane. Now if you see here, you see that out of all of them, benzene is the only one that has a high carbon content, which simply means that its ratio to hydrogen is high. So benzene has a high carbon ratio to oxygen, to hydrogen rather. High carbon ratio to hydrogen. So because benzene has a high carbon ratio to hydrogen, or because benzene has a high carbon content, is going to burn in oxygen with a sooty flame. I believe you understand. So the best answer to this question is benzene. So it's benzene that is going to burn with a sooty flame. All right. So the answer to that question is benzene. You can see that is why we went for B. So number 21, the answer is what? B. Okay. Number 22. A mixture containing iodine and sulfur crystal can be separated with. A mixture containing iodine and sulfur crystal can be separated with. Is it carbon 4 sulfide to filter off the iodine? Is it water to filter off the sulfur? Is it ethanoic acid to filter off the sulfur? Is it methanol to filter off the iodine? Now, iodine and sulfur mixed together, two powder solid mixed together. How can you separate it? Well, let us see. Now, the point is that for you to separate these two substances, these two powdered solids, you have to use a liquid in which one of them is soluble in that liquid. Do you understand? Now, both of them might not be, like iodine is sparingly soluble in water, but sulfur is insoluble in water. So iodine does not dissolve completely, so why sulfur is completely insoluble. So we may not use water, but sulfur is very soluble in carbon 4 sulfide. Do you understand? So I said that sulfur is insoluble in water, but very soluble in carbon 4 sulfide. Why iodine is not? So because sulfur is very soluble in carbon 4 sulfide, what you are going to do is to dissolve this mixture of these two solids into carbon 4 sulfide. Then after dissolving it in carbon 4 sulfide, the iodine, of course, will not dissolve. You can now filter it off. So I said that therefore, dissolving the mixture in carbon 4 sulfide will remove the sulfur because the sulfur will dissolve, while the insoluble iodine can be filtered off. All right. So if you look at all these options, the best one that describes what I just explained is A, carbon 4 sulfide. Then you filter off the iodine. Question number 23. A compound composed of aluminium, silicon, oxygen, and hydrogen is. They're asking you out of all these compounds now, Which of them is composed of aluminium, silicon, oxygen, and hydrogen? Now, for you to answer this question, you need to know the formula of each of these compounds which I have described here. The first one, Epsom salt, is magnesium sulfate. Magnesium tetraisosulfate 6, that's Epsom salt. So it contains magnesium, sulfur, and oxygen only. The second one is clay. Clay is a mixture of various minerals, but its major composition is aluminium silicates, rather. Aluminium silicates. That's the major composition of clay. So clay in a nutshell contains aluminium, silicon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Limestone, there's an error here. I made the mistake here. Limestone is actually CaCO3. That's calcium triisocarbonate 4. CaCO3, calcium triisocarbonate 4. So limestone contains calcium, carbon, and oxygen. This is supposed to be CaCO3. Now urea. Urea, this is the formula for urea. NH2 into bracket 2CO. So because of that, urea contains nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. So you see here that the best answer, of course, is clay. Because out of all these compounds, it's only clay that contains aluminium, silicon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So your answer is clay. But if you look at your past question there, it's like they went for limestone. So that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is what? Clay. Clay is the correct answer. Question number 24. If the partial pressure of oxygen in a sample of air is 452 millimeters mercury, and the total pressure is 780 millimeters mercury, this mmHg means millimeter mercury, is a unit for pressure. What is the mole fraction of oxygen? What is the mole fraction of oxygen? Very simple. Mole fraction equals partial pressure all over total pressure. Partial pressure all over total pressure. So they've told you that in the sample of oxygen, it has a partial pressure of 452 millimeters mercury and a total pressure of 780 millimeter mercury. So mole fraction, partial pressure over total pressure. So you just see your mole fraction equals, what's your partial pressure? 452 divided by, what's the total pressure? 780. So if you divide this by this, you get 0.579. 0.579. That is your answer. 0.579. Now, if you are not with a calculator in an exam, how do you do this? So what you can do is you convert both of them to the nearest whole number. Assuming you're not with a calculator. So this one to the nearest whole number is 500. Change this because this 5 is up to, this 5 here is up to 5 and above. Change to 1 and add here 500. This 8 is up to 5 and above. Change to 1, add it here. So you have about 500 over 800. That may give you 0.6 something. So if you look at here, the closest answer to that 0.6 something is 0.579. So if you are not with a calculator in the exam, that is how you just do it. 500 over 800, 0 cancels 0, and you can easily use 5 to divide it. Number 25. The vapor density of XO2 is given as 32. Calculate the atomic mass of X. The vapor density of XO2 is given as 32. Calculate the atomic mass of X. So now they're asking you to find the atomic mass of this element X. So the formula is molar mass or atomic mass is the same thing. Atomic mass, how heavy an element or a compound is. For an element is atomic mass. For a compound is molecular mass. But you can also use molar mass to describe the two. So molar mass or atomic mass or molecular mass equals 2 times vapor density. 2 times vapor density. So therefore, the molar mass of XO2 equals 2 times 32. Do you understand? So the molar mass of XO2 becomes 2 times 32. Why? Because the vapor density of XO2 is 32. So 2 times 32 will give you what? 64. 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 2 Hmm? Do you get that? So 2 times 32 is what? 64. So XO2 consists of X plus O2. Do you understand? So of course O2 equals 16 times 2. Remember that the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. You see some question, right? O equals 16. So that's the atomic mass of oxygen. So because it's 2 atoms here of oxygen, which is 1 molecule, that becomes 2 times 16. So that's 16 times 2, that's 32. So if XO2 is X and O, that means for you to find X, you have to subtract O2 from XO2. So that was what I did here. So X becomes XO2 minus O2. So X becomes, what's XO2? 64 minus, what is O2? 32. And your answer is what? 32. So that is 32 as your answer. So 32 is your answer. Okay, students, I believe you enjoyed this video with Prepclass tutors. So if you look below here, you are going to see a link. So use this link to join our WhatsApp group. Do you understand? So when you join our WhatsApp group, you'll be getting what? Infos and updates on the latest videos which we have on YouTube, which you find interesting, or which you find interested in what? Partaking in. So till we meet again, I still remain Mr. Chima, and I'm your prep class tutor on chemistry. Bye, and do stay safe.